Now we're in part of the railing system. There's the same rolling ball icon we saw on the way in, which seems to represent the rolling ball that we used to get in here in the first place. Okay, so this has to be where we get one of the hex puzzles then. But you look odd. Oh, right. There's nothing behind. Oh, notes. Focus, Savidro. You must not let the fog come and swallow you. There are long spells, I think, days, maybe months at a time, when I can't remember what I've done. The fog rolls so thick around me, even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I can barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. I think his sons came to visit us twice. On Narayan. The first time Atrus asked me to meet them, he told me they would come through the book. He says, they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. I remember Tamra was carving a spirit mask into the tree the days the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. I am shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they are different somehow too. They're more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our home. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say together we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, no, Savidro. That was later. That was after Atrus took them away. You know this because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan. So Savidro's trying to piece his own history together because something happened that made him lose his own memories. And for some reason his journal's scattered everywhere. Maybe intentionally just to screw with me. Or teach me what he's mad about. Interesting. If that's the central building, it seems to have several different rails that all kick out the balls in different directions. I think that direction's the one that I thought I was trying to access. I think I think the moss gives it away a little bit. Yeah, the basalt columns are actually delineated into like different color zones a bit. Sort of helps you navigate the island and understand your surroundings. Because there's the moss area, there's the water area where they're all apparently hollowed on top and have water cups. And then we saw the one where they're like forming into rib cages and bending and stuff. So what's your deal? How does any of this work? Gotta be these guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a lot to take in. First of all, that confirms that this is where the balls are coming from. The first place I used this contraption was like, I think it was hidden from sight. I was behind either that one or something, and I couldn't really make out exactly what was going on. I just saw that thing fly up in the air from behind the rocks. But now I can clearly see that's part of this tower. The entire top of this tower flies off to drop the ball each time. That's a trip. But also, this is a... This seems incredibly complicated. Okay, there's like a sequence going on where the ball goes through all of it. It shoots through here, then finds its way around the system or something. Let's see. So that one can't... they're all off right now. Does that work? It breaks right away. Oh, you're kidding me. I can't turn this part... I can't skip this part. Oh, no. That was all of them turned off. They really couldn't let you skip that part, huh? Alright. That was them all turned off. Let's try them all turned on. The exact same thing happens. Okay. Something I'm not super certain about. It almost seems like they all turn on. Like when you turn them all off and flip the switch, it almost looks like they all turn on regardless. Is there any other interaction here? Just these, right? But there's these 5 in this order, so I think we can rotate the perspective a bit and assume that this is coming in from like this direction. So it seems to first go here. Wait, what? Can't turn that off. Well, how do you work? There we go. Wait, but then I can go back and turn... What? So I can't turn you off now, but I can turn you off, then turn you off. No, I can't. Only sometimes I can? Wait. Okay, never mind. The clicking perspective is just slightly off. I can always turn them on and off. It looks like if I could just hover around enough till it comes up. Highlighting the middle of it is not the right spot. It's like off-center. That's fine. Okay. So that's the one where it breaks. So can I turn that one off? And then it doesn't go there or something? Like... Nothing has changed any of the times. Okay, so I've now tried 3 different inputs and every single time nothing changes. Can I rotate anything else? Can I swap these with each other somehow? I'm just trying to figure out what I'm even allowed to do in this puzzle. Because it's... I'm not super clear on that. So far I haven't even been able to determine what pressing the buttons does. I got nothing. I'm gonna leave. Let's leave. Is there anything else around here? Like I'm walking on the track. I can't keep walking on it though. Back downstairs. Let's try the elevator. Are you helpful? First of all, do you go up or down? Okay, you go up. I was gonna say you better go up, because you seem to have a graded floor, so if we're going into the water, I'm going to drown. Where in the world have you put me? Is that the counterweight? Oh hey, I can see this thing from above. Look at that. That's the thing we were doing earlier, so so now we can see that it's a half pipe, like I was able to surmise when it finally stopped crashing against the beginning of it. Is there any reason to be here? Ah. Oh. That might have been useful information. This discovery that apparently the back of the ball is crystal or glass. It looks more like glass down there, but it looks more like crystal up here or something. I don't know. The distinction between those two things is a little iffy to begin with. Okay. Is it a rail going from one broken chunk of thing to another broken chunk of thing? What's that rail do? Weird. That might have been able to help me figure out what its weight is, although even then I need to figure out... I don't know, like what to, I would still have to, like, assign numbers to its weights, the 3 different weight systems, and try to classify them in some way. But I probably could have solved it more than simply, trial and erroring it. Although I do find I do think that my solution is valid in that, not just the fact that it was the correct answer, but the, just the fact that my answer was found through experimentation of like, well, this is lighter and this is heavier and this angle of weight works this way, so I can kind of go from there a bit. And that kind of worked out. Where else can I go? The problem is I don't know where else I can go. And maybe I can't go anywhere else. Maybe I have to solve this puzzle to continue. But if that is the case, like, I am so clueless as to what I'm doing here. Like, there's just 5 buttons. I can't do anything with these things. Can I manipulate this thing when I'm down there? No. I find myself wondering if I can, like, rearrange these pieces somehow, or can I change something about how those work down there? Seems like it'd be hard to avoid the fact that that thing just goes right in there. Yeah, there's the chute. Is there a way to get down there? I'm wondering if there's a way to get down there and if I can change something, like what if I could change the direction of the tracks? Because these are just toggles. That's not useful, is it? Let's retrace my steps and see if I've missed a path somewhere that I'm forgetting or something. Oh. That's what it was. This dead end has a climbing spot. It lets you get up here. That is hard to tell. Okay. So now, here I am in the actual structure. Oh god. Okay, so they're all symmetrical. Except that one. Is that the exit? The ending? It would appear to be, because it goes on a trip. Okay. Ah. Fuck. Jesus. I actually can't think of what to call it. Flower turns? Sure. I couldn't think of what to call this thing. I guess a Stargate? Can I walk through it? Yes. It just makes me vibrate a lot, apparently. Are these what break the... Maybe that's what's breaking the ball? It doesn't have the internal structure that would allow it to be shaken violently without coming apart, perhaps? Interesting that all of the tops of these columns are bowls. That had to be done by hand, I think, because they wouldn't... I don't think they would naturally do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they'd be more likely to erode at their edges than on their tops, especially since the whole point of the columns is that those cracks formed, and since those cracks, those are weaknesses that water can exploit as opposed to the flat tops. You would expect the water to seep into the cracks and cause erosion via that before anything else. Can I walk down there via this area? I can. I can just go on a journey and leave, it would appear. This is the green area. Oh, we're getting closer to those symbols matching up. Potentially. No, I keep getting closer and they don't actually get any closer to matching up. It's interesting how these platforms are lined up in a way that matches up perfectly with how the movement system in this game works. I don't stop on these, I stop on those. And I consistently stop on every single one of those, and only those ones. It's so weird to look at. How they're like almost set up specifically for that idea. Wait, what? I'm back at the beginning. There was a ladder here the whole time? Well, that would have been good to know. But I think that was intentionally secretive, wasn't it? Because it's kind of hard to find. Okay, so this is the alternate way to walk around this island. Can I climb these? No? Where we're allowed to move is relatively arbitrary with what we can and can't climb, because this... It's like a definition of having like a staircase-shaped geological formation. It's the most movement-friendly thing ever. Interesting how it seems to be set up specifically to play music. So I can't go down here. It's just this panel. So all of them have a different audio to them, and they all go in different they're all pointing in different directions. This is the one that I think the ball comes from, and it seems to not be the valid option. Interesting. It matches up with the audio, even though I pointed in a different direction, which would seemingly not be this one, I thought. There's this whole second row down here, too. Okay, so it comes from here, at which point it pretty much has to go straight, right? Can I walk along this? Am I helping? Like, we have different sound patterns I can pick, but why is the problem? Like, why am I picking any of them over the other ones? Am I just supposed to set them to be correct? Because this is the central one, so it probably should be set to that, right? Based on location? Oh, I can go down here. Okay, so from there... It looks like it has to go that way, right? Like the other directions don't seem to match up the same way, so it has to go up here. And you're customizable too? I don't know, I'm just kind of setting them to the location they're at, because I don't have much else to go on. So then it goes through to here. And then from here, it has to go... Based on the curvature of the tunnel, it'd probably go here next. And then finally to the exit? Yeah. So now I think I understand the path the ball will take. I don't think I understand these at all, though. I just set them to the location they appear to be on the map, and I'm just hoping that's right. I think I sent all 5 of them to the actual position they're in. It could be one of 2 things, I figure. Either I need to set them to the location on the map they're in, like they were all just set to the wrong dial, or I need to set them into the maybe they have to be in the order that the ball is going to hit all of them in, or something. This one doesn't exactly come with instructions, like some stuff sometimes has, I think. I think some of the stuff in Riven actually straight up had directions attached to it, or was assigned to some kind of logical sense of, like, this exists here because this is how the world works around it. But these are definitely, like, these puzzles just exist because they're tests for someone's children. I have no idea what pressing these buttons does still. Great, it's good to know that I've accomplished nothing so far. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, we're making some progress in that I figured out how to get down there, and I figured out another input of sorts. I have no idea what to make of this screen. Okay, so this... They do each have their own distinctive shape. It would take an eternity to freaking... It'd take absolutely forever to, draw, so I'm gonna try to take a screenshot of it. Okay, I took my screenshot. My next wonder is, how do the symbols on that face of the clock-looking mechanism, pachinko machine thing, how do they compare to the ones on the dials? But I think they might be exactly what I thought they were, which is just matching up with the positions. So we'll go for number 3 first, because it's the centered one, it's easier to find. It's currently pointing at double boob. I don't know what else to call that. No, that's correct. Yeah, based on what I was guessing from the bottom left being where the ball comes from and it shooting forward through to here, this symbol right here is the same symbol that's on that part of the clock face thing, so that's not the answer. Maybe I need to tell it where it's going to go next and be correct about that. So it goes through to here and ends up at number 1, I would say. Yeah, it goes through to number 1. Then number 1 goes through to 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that. So you're sending the ball to 1. And then 1 sends the ball to 4. Let's go to 4 now. So 4 is going to be sending the ball down to... I'm pretty sure that one, which is... Yeah, it's got to be 2. And then you're the last one, right? You've got to be sending it to 5. And then what do I send 5 to? You're sending it to the center. So I've set you to 3 because it's the only thing remaining, I guess? Well, I have another guess, so let's try. I definitely feel like I'm flailing in the dark here with this one. If there's an important context clue about what to do here, I think I've missed it. The environment's not quite as click-friendly as Riven was for the click navigation. Okay. Hope things work out. Oops. Ooh, progress? Why? Why? Oh, this is confusing. So I sent it to 3, and that was good. Then it came through to 1, I think, as I thought it would, right? But then it blew up. I'm going to lose my mind. Okay. What is going on here? Troubleshooting time. I'm getting reminded of why I quit programming. Because I didn't want to do this. When you have a weird program sequence thing and you're like, why did it break there? I don't know. Although this is the nightmare situation of trying to basically figure out somebody else's code and why it's not working. You're set to 4. And it doesn't work. I could try setting it to 3. It's coming from underground. And it's going through the portal backwards. So what if it has to match the same frequency of its source? Where do I click? There we go. These environments, I'm like, where do I click to proceed? The hitboxes for where you click to proceed are surprisingly small. And I think that's why it feels weird trying to navigate. Alright, we'll see if this changed anything. It's still breaking. So matching the source frequency is not the answer, most likely. It might be that the answer lies in this pile of weird I still don't understand, because there's 5 buttons here. And I don't know why. Still don't know why. But you go through here, and then you loop through to here, then here, which loops to here. Is that the answer? Do I turn off the ones that it comes to from underneath? Can't really know for sure because I haven't changed the frequency down there yet. Yeah, that was a bad test anyway, because I need to go back down there and change the frequency thing to what it was before. So I can even test to see if this new idea works, because I won't know for sure until I'm testing under the same... under the same conditions as the other stuff. I don't remember that being this baffled in the last two games by puzzles. I'm trying to remember the puzzles themselves, too. There's like a certain sense of, like, trial and error arbitrariness to some of the stuff, where it feels like the only way to figure it out is just to probably fail over and over again until something starts to make more sense. So that's what I should have done first, to set this back to 4. Now I can test the idea of whether or not you turn off the ones that it's going to enter backwards. And if that doesn't work, then I need to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out something brand new, because I've made some progress in that I've made it past the first turn, finally. I need to figure out why. Like, I need to figure out whether or not I'm even right about why I think I made it past the first turn. I don't like how they light up when I pull the lever. It makes me feel like that's resetting it or something. You know what's coming to mind right now? We're in a bit of a trap, right? Yeah. So I had a series of different ideas, one of which was maybe I should correctly identify which one each of them is, which was wrong. Then I was like, let's try to correctly identify, like, by which one I meant, like, should I match them with what symbol they are? But that was wrong. Then I was like, well, if each of the dials is a different symbol, I was thinking maybe the thing to do was to tell each one where it's going to go next. But before I said that, with the original idea, where I was trying to identify which of the 5 positions each one was, I also had the idea of saying what order they were in. But I never actually tried that as an answer, because when I got to the potential answer of input where it's going to go next, that just sounded cooler and smarter, so I thought that'd be the right answer. Like, this is number 3. This is the 3rd one in the system. That was wrong. I did test the system, where you do set them to what their current position is. That does not solve it. Then I tried sending it to where it's gonna go. Yeah. It's a trap. My 2 theories have the same first input, which threw me off pretty bad. So one of my ideas was to tell it... I was like, maybe you can mark them in what order they are in. So, like, this is the 3rd one geographically, but it's the 1st one in the sequence. Also, if you do the other idea about where you're going to send it to from here, I'm sending it to the 1st one. So in both cases, the answer is 1, if this is where we're going with this. Which means that I could have gone with the theory of, like, where am I sending it from here? I'm sending it to 1, and then thought that that was confirmation that sending it to that location, like, that was the answer. When it could still be that I was only supposed to say what order they're in, because they both have the same first input, and getting a positive on setting this one to 1 may have confirmed the wrong theory, essentially, when it actually works for both. I'm in the wrong spot, aren't I? This isn't the correct one. Where am I? Yeah, I'm off by 1. Whoops. We'll have this sent to 1. Yeah, so it's already sent to 1 because I thought we were supposed to tell them where we're sending them. Well, it might be literally just a matter of identifying what order they're in. Which is disappointing, I gotta say. I don't know if that answer makes that much sense. So it's probably not actually right. But we'll see. Because I already tried the thing that made sense and it didn't work. So let's try the thing that doesn't necessarily make sense but hasn't been tested yet before I move on from it. 3. That's curving right. 4. 5. I'm gonna be disappointed if this is the answer. Because these symbols match up with the ones that are on the clock face wheel thing. And so that signifies that that seems to signify that that each one corresponds with a location. So my other 2 theories that I tested, one of which was like, do we just mark which location each one is? And the other one was, do we mark which location we're sending the ball to next after the gate? Those both made more sense. I don't really feel good about this one right now, which is that I'm just using them as a sequence and ignoring the symbols altogether. Which seems to defeat the purpose of the symbols being there unless they mean something completely different. But like these I confirmed that these 5 symbols match up with the orientation of the symbols on those dials all the way around. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh. Progress. A lot. Oh, yeah. That was it, right? Gotta wait for this thing to finish so it can confirm, because this thing has to tell me the code, right? Okay. That gives me something to work with. So it's... That is the outside frame, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's mark that. Sort of like a crane-shaped thing, by which I mean the piece of industrial equipment, not the animal. Got the first 4 drawn in. I'm doing the weird little under mountain, I don't know, the mound in the bottom right. I think my 3rd system of drawing this out on one grid is going to work out ultimately. It's going to be a little hard to make out the details of, though. That's fine. I don't need to test that out and input that into the thing until I find the 3rd one, right? I think. Because I don't think I can do anything for now. So I sent the ball somewhere. Sure. Wait, where's the... So where is the last panel? Have I seen it yet, or do I have to input the first 2 to access it or something? We found out where that dead end, what that dead end was for, and that it was how I actually accessed the puzzle, and I was missing the input. But that makes me paranoid. Like, I went here, and this seemed to... Yeah, it gives you the back view of that. That might have been the whole point, and that's it. Can I really not go anywhere from up here? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay.